Cool, we should be live. You are listening to or watching half an hour of Improv with Ando, a podcast where we talk about improvised theater in Estonia. This is episode 8 on August 13th, and today is a special episode for two reasons. First, we are doing it in Google Hangouts, which is a new medium for me. And second, we are doing it in Google Hangouts because we are joined here by Trent Pancy, who is joining us from Finland.
Hello.
Hi, Trent. Then we have Rahel Otsa.
Hello.
And Veda Kola.
Hello.
Today's topic will be Tilt and two wonderful festivals in Finland and Estonia. And specifically, I want to talk to you guys about organizing a festival. What's it like? What are the obstacles? Trent, you could provide some insight about Tilt from afar, as you have performed here. And Rahel and Veda can talk about the previous festivals and how's Tilt Free coming along. But first, as Trent and Rahel have never been in the podcast, perhaps a little introduction of who you are and what you do. So, Trent, how would you introduce yourself?
First, I would say hello. Then I would say my name is Trent, and Trent Pancy. I'm American, but I've been living in Finland, in Tampere, Finland, for the past 5 years, and I'm a professional improviser. I teach, I perform, I produce, I do a lot of different things, and right now I mostly teach in Tampere, but I also travel around Europe and other places, and I teach and perform. And here in Tampere, I run the Improv Academy, which is still a new improv training center that we do training for, for new and budding improvisers, and then of course we do corporate training and corporate shows and things like that as well. I'm also the founder and the artistic director of the Finland International Improv Festival,
which has been going for 4 years, 5
Correct,
years.
Yeah, it'll be our 5th year next year.
Awesome. Rahel, what about you? What do you do?
I do all kinds of different things, but I'm the founder and manager of Impropooltund, one of the oldest improv groups in Estonia, as improv has been done only for 6 years here in this way. And I'm also the founder and organizer of Tilt, this year the 3rd International Improv Festival. And in my other life, I don't have any other lives. I basically only do improv because I also coach different improv groups. Either it's children groups or it's for adults who want to just try different forms of self-expression, and improv is one of those. And what else? And I also try to start a little bit more of applied improvisation in Estonia, do team building or just like be brave coaching and workshops in Estonia and things like this. So this is basically what I do.
Cool. And you are the lead producer of Tilt Free?
Yes.
Cool. Whoops. Veda. Just a little bit about you.
In Improv, first of all, I'm an actor in one of Estonia's youngest improv troupes in Kogumoos. And now I'm helping to organize Tilt Free. That's shortly about me.
Cool. So the topic of this podcast was mainly about Tilt Free, but to understand what Tilt is or what an improv festival is, perhaps we should start with how it began or what inspired Tilt, which will probably be Finland Improv Festival. The first one or the second one?
The second
of them.
Both.
Yes.
Both.
So Trent, do you want to talk a little bit about how Fifth got started and how it evolved?
Yeah, sure. I moved here, and after about 8 months, I co-founded an English language improv team here in Tampere. And after maybe 3 months of playing with them, I got really anxious and wanted to start expanding what improv is here in Finland and as far as I had seen throughout Europe. And so I had this idea just to bring a couple of groups together from maybe like 4 or 5 groups from throughout Europe to come here to Tampere to perform. And then I thought about maybe bringing some of my old Chicago-based improv teachers as well to teach. And the original thought was like, 2 days of just maybe four workshop instructors and 6 or so teams. And I think that's actually what we did, only we had more instructors than that. And originally it was just a 2.5-day festival, and now it's expanded out. Now we do 5 days, and we have usually something like 10 or 12 teams and about 6, maybe 7 instructors. And we've been growing and expanding at a pretty exciting rate, but not in terms of we have been growing in terms of quality and sort of quantity of what we're providing, but we're not trying to grow necessarily in size because we're kind of a smaller festival. We try to keep around 60 or 70 participants, whereas some of the larger festivals in Finland have 120 or 200 or more. So we like to keep it nice and small.
How many festivals are there in Finland, improv festivals?
Well, there's a few, but when I said Finland, I meant Europe. But in Finland, we're the only English, strictly English festival. However, there are lots and lots and lots of smaller Finnish groups that come together and perform for a full weekend, or you guys in you guys took place in the Improv Marathon, the Improv Marathon, a couple times, I think. And there's been all kinds of, I keep finding more and more tiny little festivals, 2 days, 3 days, but mostly for Finns, mostly in Finnish. So we're the only one of our size in English.
And Rahel's and mine troupe was at the first Fifth, was it not?
That's true.
As a performer. And we saw what happened there, and I guess were inspired.
Actually, it was the second festival which had the greatest atmosphere ever, and which, when we came back, I was for 1 week after this, I was in constant euphoria. I had to work a lot because I had a big project coming up. I was working from 9 until 9 evening at my workplace, and I was so happy all the time. I was like, this is not normal. And then the next thing was that because of the atmosphere had been so great, and also because you could just go around and everywhere you turned to, you found another improviser and you could start to talk. So you were always well kept. And then what happened was that I couldn't be alone anymore. I really remember when I was I wanted to go to eat something to a restaurant, and I was like, I'm going to eat alone. How does this work? I've got nobody to talk to. And I called to Timo, and I said, can you please come to have a lunch with me because I don't want to be alone. He was, yes, I know exactly what you mean. Yes, of course I'll come to have a lunch with you. And if I remember correctly, this was the place where we first started to put together the what if we made something like this plan.
Mm-hmm. And what if suddenly became Tilt 1, which was in,
Yes, 2013, and it was, we really much did this festival from this enthusiasm we had. It's just today I found some videos we did for this festival to gather money in Kickstarter, in the Estonian Kickstarter, and all the other things. So we were really we didn't really care how it's how it's all going to, not how it's going to turn out, but we didn't care for ourselves. We really wanted to do this thing. And what I'm really happy is that I can feel the same kind of vibe doing this year's festival, is that we really want to do this thing, whatever comes up. So we're not, we're always looking for answers, for the solutions, and we're always looking forward, and we feel that it's going to be a great festival.
Any thoughts on how Tilt 1 went? Was it a complete success? Was organizing a pain at times, but did it pay off?
Of course it did pay off. I mean, we did it. The fact that we did it was already a very big thing. Like coming from after the last performance, we went to the town to sit down somewhere, and I so much remember that. Telling the story that when first started, we never intended to make any performances. Piret Soosaar, a good friend of mine, came to me and asked me, yes, Rahel, let's do some improv. And because I had been to a few workshops, I had a few materials, so we started to try out the games. And it all felt like really great, but we never intended to do any performances. Then, I think we started with it in September or October. No, October, because we have the birthdays in October. And then we came together once a week, and then in springtime we thought that okay, well, maybe we should try it to have a performance. And we did a few performances before at least I ever saw the Whose Line Is It Anyway or any how does this really work thing. We just started to do it. So we had a few performances, and it took a lot of time for us also to think that, hey, but people are laughing, and I think they like it. Maybe we should even ask the ticket money for this. So we never wanted to initially to do the performances. We never wanted to ask for the ticket money, and we never intended to do a festival. So just things have been really growing gradually and coming into our hands a little bit naturally. They have not been very easy at all times. Of course, organizing a festival is never an easy thing. I think Trent might be agreeing with me there.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I think Rahel, you might be opposite. I think most people do improv for the money because they know it pays so well.
That's true, of course. Huh?
Yeah. Organizing a festival is definitely. It's one of the most challenging things I think I've done, and I have 2 children. But it's absolutely one of the most rewarding things I've done, and I have 2 children. So it's.
Hey.
I hope your wife does not hear this.
No. I mean, it's equally not equally, but it's. I mean, they're very much you put all this time and energy into this tiny little thing, and then all of a sudden you get to see it grow. It's obviously not the same thing, but it's not dissimilar.
I totally agree. It is rewarding, and it's it's this, and it's so short. I mean, you put hours and months of work into it, and then and then it's 2 or 3 days, and then it's over.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're what now? So yeah.
Yep. And then you sleep.
What now? Then you sleep for half a year, and then it's time to do Fifth 3 or Tilt 2, and then I do it all over again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the time of year where I always go through this back and forth of okay, I don't have time, I don't have energy, there's no way I can do another FIF next year, and then all of a sudden it's well, I can't not do it. I get emails once a week from prospective teachers or teams or people saying, sometimes they're rap groups from Senegal who are hey, I want to come to your festival, and so at this point I don't know if it's possible to stop it, even though I also don't know if it's possible to continue.
Yeah, I feel you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a lot, so, but still rewarding.
I think what's really rewarding has been also all the teams that you get to meet, and also all this communication, because improvisers by their nature are so yesable. So they try to find ways in how to do all these things together, even though they probably also know that it's not easy for you. Doing the festival is not easy. They're really appreciative for this, that you do this in the end, and then maybe it's sometimes to do the festival you need to also find different kind of resources and different companions and people like from your own country who work in another field, and then it's like, yeah, you have to do all this kind of talking and explaining, and it's so difficult. And then you talk to an improviser and say, yes, of course, I'll do it. How can I help you for more? So this part is also very much rewarding. I think it's in this way. I think maybe making an improv festival is easier than making any other festival.
Probably, yeah.
I think Veda can chime in this because you were mentioning finding help and the help being an improviser, which Veda is both. So how has it been organizing Tilt 3? Has it been challenging? Oops.
Well, it's something new for me because I've never actually helped to organize a festival, but on the same time, I agree with Rahel that improvisers are great people to co-work with, and that excitement and that promise that it will really work, or that people will come, and so it really is rewarding, and yeah, it's great to help to organize and say yes and give ideas and
Cool. Speaking of, I guess we have skipped Tilt 2 entirely now and have arrived at Tilt 3. But just a little bit about Tilt 2. Rahel, any comments on how it went, or?
I'd love if there was somebody who really saw it, and maybe like as an organizer, I love all the performances, but I never am in my mind fully there, because I've got like, I'm watching the performance, I'm laughing at it, and then I'm thinking, yeah, but I need to do this and this and this and this and this, and I really love that Trent is nodding right now because yes.
Yeah.
So it's like
I don't watch any shows during FIF. I watch like portions of each show, but I rarely get to sit down and just watch an entire show.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Trent, went to there at Tilt 2, or was it only Tilt 1?
I was at Tilt 1. Senya was at Tilt 2. She was at both.
Right.
Is Senya also coming this year, so she can have this? I've been all the free tilts here.
No, she has a school or something over that weekend. She can't come. So,
Right.
But we're switching. So
yeah, exactly.
You get one of us.
We're happy to have both of you.
I was saying about being an organizer during a festival is completely right. Like, you cannot focus on the performances fully because you're always thinking about what can go wrong, or what do I have to do next to keep everything rolling. And making a podcast is a little bit similar.
Yeah, I think like. Sorry, I cut you off, but anytime you do something that is like you're producing or creating something, but you're also involved with sort of like being part of the thing itself, like you learn and grow in leaps and bounds each time you do it. Like from FIF 1 to FIF 2, we made so many like tweaks and changes, and it got much smoother. And every year we look at like, okay, we like the way it's headed, but there's a couple of issues. How do we avoid them? How do we, strive for something new? What worked? What could use work? And now I think we finally, for FIF, we're gonna start planning our 5th one if we are doing it. We're gonna start planning that probably in a couple of months, and it's gonna be, we found an idea of what works and what doesn't work, and what's too much and what's too little, and I'm excited to see how Tilt has grown, because I wasn't there last year, but I was there the first year. So
is 4 festivals just enough time to learn how to make a good festival? So I guess since Rahel and Estonia is at 3 currently, then there is still room for learning.
Oh, there's plenty of room for learning. I mean, I can't figure out a field where there wasn't room for learning. But, I think this is. I think I can say it out because it's known knowledge to most of the people. Is that this year we at one point we decided not to do tilt, which is also why it has been like why we have had other kind of learning this year to do, and because of all this people writing to us that, oh, tell us when can we apply for tilt and let us know how can we be there and everything. And because of Veta a lot, who said that no, yes, we're going to do this, and because of Timo, who did some jokering, and well, because of a lot of coincidences, we are still doing tilt free. So it was not supposed to be there, but it is now.
Yeah.
And as the main producer, I mean, I'm really glad it is. I had a good friend of mine. I have. She said like it's not possible that there's not going to be a tilt free. At one point she was ready to start finding for us sponsors and people we need. Just like there's not possible that there's not going to be tilt free. It's like it's not going to be like this. So I really much liked Trent. You were saying that if we're going to do F5, and I was like, yeah, of course you are. There's no question there. But but
I guess
love
it's
that
true
you still
then.
give me the thought of doubt.
No, I mean I feel that same way, but it's like I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
So I think it's like it's well, what I've been saying this year also is that it's like the third year of tilt, and a 3-year-old child quite much does what he or she likes himself, and is not very controllable. Right now also, I mean, I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do, I open the computer and I start answering emails, and then in the evening when I finish, I'll just, when I doze off on the computer, I will just finish doing my work. Today, for example, I was supposed to do like very important things, and then other very important things just came up, so I've like done nothing that I was supposed to do, but I've done a lot for tilt anyway. And I think that it's like, I think it works both ways. I mean, it's not a living organism, the festival, but in ways it is also. So right now I still feel that tilt is more controlling me than I am controlling tilt. But hopefully for the 4th or 5th year, maybe we have like developed this kind of a relationship where like he or she listens to me also and does what I say.
What I've learned is it is definitely its own like living and breathing organism, and you can't control, like you can set up boundaries and hope that it will follow those guidelines, but you can't control all of it. And it's what always happens is what seems like the biggest problem in the world while it's happening, looking back on it, is usually not a huge problem. Even this year at FIF, we had one of our main performers, half of the team is two-person team, so Joe Bill was supposed to come, and he missed his flight, and then he got on his flight, but then he didn't have his passport, wasn't expired or whatever, and so he was 3.5 days late, and I found out opening night of FIF that he was going to be late, so like it was a lot of stress, and then we got our office that we had just finished like remodeling and building got broken into, and a bunch of money and stuff was stolen, and so like we had all these like major problems at the beginning, so that we knew, okay, well, good, the problems are out of the way. So now it's gonna be all smooth sailing, and it was, and of course then like the tiny little things like, oh, so and so's allergic to the peanuts in the green room and he can't enter the green room. Oh, well, that's not a big deal. Let's just take the peanuts out of the green room. And that kind of stuff gets a little, it's much easier to handle. So, but it helps to have a good team. Any team at all is good, but a good team is better. So,
yes.
The things you learn.
So I guess now would be an appropriate moment for the 2/3 of the Tilt team to talk about a little bit, or to promote Tilt 3. Like, how would you advertise it? What's coming? What's the shows, the instructors, everything?
Tilt 3 is going to be fabulous. I'm really proud of this. I'm really proud of the groups that we're having. I'm really proud of the formats we're having. I'm like, it didn't, like, everything has not been as it was planned, but it has turned out even better. So in this, I'm really surprised that in this 2 months' time that we're right now organizing this festival, it has come to this. So who are we having? We are having Yada Yada from Finland with Trent.
That's it.
And
It's just us.
Yada Yada. This is Yada Yada's second performance in Estonia. The first, and they were here. It was year maybe 2010 or something like this. No idea.
12 maybe.
Or something. 2011,
yeah.
something. So Yada Yada is coming to perform their great format, which they can tell you about themselves, of course. Then there's going to be what really happened was another thing that happened with the festival was that when we decided not to do the festival started to organize itself. So, for example, what happened was that I had been talking with a great American improviser, Kevin Miller, and for a few years already he had been saying that he'd like to come to Tilt, but things didn't really work out. But he had already written down the dates we had for this year, and then at one point when we had decided not to do Tilt, then he wrote to me that, hey Rahel, I'm going to buy the ticket soon to come to Tilt. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, there's something I might have forgot to say to you. We are not going to have Tilt. But he said, well, okay, but I'm coming anyway. I'm going to do a few shows. I'm going to do a few workshops. We can name it the Kevin Fest. And so I'm coming anyway. And I was like, okay, yeah, it might be fun. Please do. And then we had other people coming, and then in some ways Kevin is, even though he doesn't take this responsibility, but he is responsible for this Tilt Spree also happening, because he was already coming, and in a way we fixed the dates for the festival also about because of when it was comfortable for him to come. So Kevin is coming from America, and he's doing his world-famous theater piece, which, yes, Trent, you can join, which is named...
What do you mean, the one where he gets drunk and performs improv, or the other one?
So, yeah, Kevin, yeah. The History Under the Influence is the name of the performance. Who else do we have? We have from France, we have La Théâtrale Improvisation or something like this, group called Eux, or They, it's in translation if I'm correct. And they're doing their performance bio, which means biography. And I saw them last summer in Paris, and they really rocked the stage. I mean, it was they had such great energy. They had 3 people on the stage. Everybody were supporting, offering. It was I mean, I don't understand French that well, but I was really, really amazed at their techniques and things and energy on the stage. So I'm really, really happy they can come this year, because last year they couldn't, but this year they said, yes, we're coming. So who else do we have? We have from England. We have Do Not Adjust Your Stage, which is one of my favorite improv group names.
I've been at I think 3 festivals with them, and I've never been able to see their show because I've always been teaching or performing right after them or something, and it's I've never been able to actually catch their show. So I'm excited.
Okay, good to know. Then I will keep this in mind when putting your show next to them, or
Well, no matter what it is, I'm gonna catch it this time.
Yeah. So their format is that we're going to have somebody, probably a scientist, to talk about their own topic for 10 minutes, and then they're going to improvise on this. And we saw their performance this year in Slapdash in London, and it was also great. And they have also a very great energy, techniques, and everything. So I'm really happy to have them. One of the groups we're really, really, really happy to have is coming from Italy, and they're going to do a silent movie in improv techniques. And this is something I'm really looking forward to. So this is something, it's a little bit more technical also than the usual improv. They just don't come on the stage, but they at first sent me the free page, this writer of things that they need to be there on the stage, which is very nice of them, of course, especially for our technician. She was really happy. She was like, yes, may all the groups please send me this kind of writer, yes. So it's going to be I've never seen them performing live, but I've been watching their videos, and I'm really looking forward for them. And then we're going to have from Belgium Donna Ursu and Bill Barbers doing Matchmakers. Have you seen them, Trent?
No, I mean I know both of them, and I've heard of the success of their show, but I haven't seen them performing together. No.
Okay, so we're going to have them also, so you're going to see them also.
Great.
So we have like 6 performers from abroad. I hope I mentioned everybody. If I did, I'm really sorry if I didn't. And then we're going to have also a lot of Estonian troops, the bigger and the older ones, but also the younger ones. Veda, for example, is going to come on the stage and everything. So we're also going to have, what I really love about Estonian groups is going to have also classical formats, which you usually don't see in a festival. So at this point, we have like 2 groups are going to come to do Herald, which usually everybody's like trying to do like, oh, I have this kind of a new format, but no, we're going to do just good old Herald, which I really love of them. And also the other groups, the descriptions of their shows are like really, I'm really looking forward to seeing them all, and I'm really hoping that maybe this year I can focus and see more of them, really, because at least, I mean, it's going to be a very good festival, so at least for the audience, I know they will be satisfied.
Will there be any workshops?
Sorry?
Will there be any workshops?
Of course there will be any workshops. And mostly the workshops will be done by people who will be also on the stage. So it's, for me, it's really what I love is that when you have been in a workshop and then when you go to see the performance of the same person and you see that they practice what they preach. It's like that they do, you see really it in action. Maybe you were in the workshop, you were trying different things and maybe it didn't really come out the way you wanted to, and then you go to sit in the audience and then you see, this is how it works. This is where I should be heading to. So we're going to have a lot of also workshops done by people who are actually on the stage. So it's going to be like hopefully fulfilling for everybody.
Cool. And so the tickets for both the workshops and the shows will be on sale hopefully soon, right?
Yes.
Hint, hint, hint.
Hint. Buy the ticket.
But you can buy them from Piletilevi, I can already say so. And we're going to make an Estonian Kickstarter project again to help bring here the Italians and the English people. So everybody, please go and support them there. Yes.
Hint.
Hint.
Tilt. Nice.
Rahel, I don't know because I've been super busy and I haven't been able to do my proper due diligence and research. Who are the instructors that are coming?
I need to take the name list on. We're like, because they're going to be from the groups. It's Timothy Enze from the E group from France. Then Kevin Miller. Then there's going to be one workshop from the Italian group. I think it's going to be Francesco is going to do it. I think. Then there's going to be, I'm getting stuck here. There's going to be Trent Pancy, and then there's going to be the classic. I think Trent has been doing like is the most. He's been doing most of the workshops like from abroad in Estonia. So I don't know if there's any other person that has done so many workshops in Estonia from abroad.
And I think Estonia, other than Finland, is the country that I've taught the most workshops in. So works both ways.
Exactly. And there's somebody else I just forgot. And the English, of course. Yeah, the British. They're also going to do a workshop, so yeah.
Great.
Cool. What were the dates for Tilt again? It was in October.
Let me get a pen. I should write this down.
It's going to be from the 1st until 3rd of October in Vaba Lava Theatre Center, which is it's situated in the same community place, Piletilevi, where the festival was in the first year, Trent. But it's not the same hall, so it's not going to be windy there, and the rain will not be coming through, and it might be a little bit warmer there also.
Oh, I like that. That's like I was like because it's like an old it felt like an old airport hangar or something, and I just remember thinking like, man, at first it was cool because you made your own theater. There was no stage, there were no risers. You brought all that stuff in. You set up your own lights and everything. And I just kept thinking to myself, like, God, these guys, they really want to put up a festival. They will do anything to have a festival. It was really nice, like grassroots, like steampunk improv festival. It was great.
One reason why we did it also was because I knew, like, selling improv is not very easy. I believe you know it the same. And what I really wanted for the audience, I didn't want it to be a regular theater hall, because for the Estonian audience it would be like they come into this hall, they sit down in their comfortable chairs, and they're like, well, yeah, I want to enjoy something, well, offer me something, I want to laugh at something, give me something. But I really wanted them, if they come in this hall, that they would have this mindset that, okay, where am I? It's a little bit this kind of steampunk. It's kind of funny. Where am I? And they would be like more open to also looking at the improv theater, more open to communicating with it, not just like sitting in the audience, but also being there for it. So that's why I haven't really wanted to do it in any really like classical theater hall. The one that we're doing at this time, it's like more. It's like the theater center. It actually is built for different theater productions in Estonia, because there's always the problem of finding the space, and it's not the big hall there, because we knew that it would have been a little bit like too big for us, because that one houses like 400 seats, but it's the small hall, and I think it will be more cozy there. And we've been there like for a few times to see the place through, and like it's so much easier to do it there because we have the seats there already. We don't have to bring them there and all the rest. But then again, we still need to fill the room with like our energy and to make it cozy. So we're right now trying to find different ways how to do it.
We are running just a little bit over time, so let's start wrapping it up slowly. We know the dates for Tilt 3. Do we know the dates for FIF 5?
Sometime in the next 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, right.
No, FIF is generally either like it's in maybe the last week of May or the first week of June. 2016.
Absolutely.
More confidence in yourself and more confidence in FIF, please.
I'm starting a master's program in 2 days, 3 days.
Yeah, we all want to have our own life also, eh?
I don't care about that. I just want to, I want to be able to sleep. That's all I care about.
Cool.
Yeah.
To wrap this discussion up, are there any fun thoughts about Tilt or FIF or organizing a festival in general, or Finnish Improv, Estonian Improv?
About organizing a festival, I'll say even
don't
if you think
it.
it's no, opposite. Like do it. Just try it. Do something small. Bring in a teacher, 2 teachers, and 3 teams, and put up one night, 2 nights, and a day of workshops or something. Because the beautiful thing about it is no matter how like grassroots or steampunk it is, or how like over the top fantastically theater of 500 seats, like the atmosphere and the energy of the improvisers when they get together from all around the world, that's what a European improv festival has, that no other improv festival that I've been to in the US or anywhere else that they don't have that same spark that we get here in Europe.
And from my point, I'd like to say one more time that you can buy the tickets from Piletilevi, and please come. I mean, I've like so many times I've seen this, that people are afraid to come to see improv theater because in Estonia all this alternative theater thing is that, oh, I don't know what's going to happen to me. Maybe I need to do something. Maybe I need to go on the stage. Oh, I'd rather
They're
not.
willing to listen to improv podcasts, but they don't want to come see an improv show. That's right.
Never know. Never know. If they listen to it until the end. And anyway, I think this is like something I want to. Like maybe if you're an improv fan and you listen to it until the end, but it's something that you can go and share with your friends, is that I've seen so many people coming out from their first improv performance saying 3 things. Whoa, that was great. How much did you have like rehearsed before, or how much had you like agreed upon beforehand? And the first thing is, how can I do this? So it's like, it's the classical thing that people do when they come out from the first improv show. And what I really want to say is that it's such a great possibility. And I mean, at one point I read, or like I counted all together how many improvisers there are in Estonia. It's more now, but at that point there was like 42. We're having an international improv festival. So it's really a big thing, and I think it's really an important thing for people to just try it out, especially when we have this kind of great improvisers in here. The Estonian improv community is also getting bigger, and we're getting our techniques better, and we're hopefully evolving. But it's something that you'll like never go and buy a ticket to go to Italy to see the silent improv. So come and see it here.
Just as a side note, I shared the link to this live broadcast on Facebook, and we have exactly one viewer. So perhaps one person will watch it until the end.
Yay!
Cool. So as a final round, owing to everybody, do you have anything you want to shamelessly promote? Any performance you are going to be on? Any workshop, public appearance, website, anything you are working on right now that you want to shamelessly promote? Veera?
With that question, there comes in my mind my improv troupe last gathering where we were really excited about the coming tilt. I remember coming back from the beginning. I remember when we heard that tilt 3 is not about to come, and we were like, no, that can't be true. And then we start contacting to people, and now it's going to happen. We're really glad and about our gathering, where we're like, okay, there's so many good things. What are we going to do? How can we get all this? And then we just delegated that who's going to whose workshop or which performance or something, so that we could get everything and learn a lot, and it's really worth it, I'm sure, already. So come everyone else too.
Okay. Trent, any upcoming performances in Finland or workshops or anything at all?
Just so much all the time. If you're in Finland, just come see any kind of thing. If you're in Tampere, find me, and I'll put you on stage if I can. Moreover, what I would say is I want to come to wherever the people are. If you guys are Estonian and you listen to this, and I come to Estonia relatively often, so I'd love to meet whoever you are, and you can connect with me through Ando and Rahel, and we work together pretty often, so I'm excited to see you guys when you all come to Tilt 3. It'll be great.
Cool. Rahel, anything you want to promote?
Anything I want to add to the things that I already said? That you can buy the tickets from Piletilevi, and
there will be a link in the show notes. Hint, hint, hint.
Yes, there will be. But anything personal, any workshop or training or performance?
Impropooltund is slowly starting their season also, and we're having the first performance already on the 2nd of September in Cafe Gourmet City. And we're going to have a new great format, which is going to be quite grounded long form. So I know somebody in this discussion who hasn't really been talking about it, though he might have really told us more about what the format is going to be, because Ando is going to be like directing the format. So we're going to have a new format. Grounded means that it's going to be like, it's going to look more like it would be a classical theater. So it's not going to be so much haha jokes. So I'm really looking forward to it, because for a long time I've been waiting to do something like this, and I'm really happy that we are doing it in the end. And there in Estonia, there's this kind of great website, which Ando is also responsible for, called improv.ee, which hosts, which has like the timetables and the program of all the Estonian improv theaters, and also the program of all the workshops and things that are done in improv field in Estonia. So this is the place everybody should definitely go and check out if you want to know anything about Estonian improv.
Cool. Thank you for promoting me, not yourself.
You're welcome. You know the partner thing and everything. So.
Yes. Thank you guys for participating, sharing in the discussion, advertising Tilt 3 and FIF 5. Definitely both of those festivals will happen, and I hope Estonians are invited to both of them. See you at, I guess all of you will be at Tilt 3 then, so see you all there.
Yay! In October.
Bye.
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 Bye. See ya.